Hi, my name is Alejandro Arce and I'm going to talk about hyperthermia in dogs. But first, we must know something and keep it clear. We must know that normal body temperature for dogs and cats is between 38.3 to 39.2 degrees Celsius. Why I am telling that? Okay, it's because hyperthermia is an elevation in body temperature that results when heat production exceeds heat loss. The core body temperature rises above the established normal range. So, in few words, hyperthermia is an increase of body temperature above the normal range, that is 38 to 39. Okay, there are two types of classifications of hyperthermia. The first one, that is pyrogenic. What is pyrogenic? Well, there are fevers, endogenous or exogenous pyrogens. That means substance that can produce a fever. Example, virus, bacteria, and cytokines act on the hypothalamus to raise body temperature, creating a higher set point. That responds and causes infection and inflammation and rarely raises body temperature higher than 48 degrees Celsius. And the second is non-pyrogenic heat stroke. But what is? Okay, it's a severe form of heat-induced illness. That means a disease or period of sickness affecting the body or mind. This results in central nervous dysfunction and multisystemic tissue injury secondary to a systemic inflammatory response. But how are the responses to heat? Well, when the temperature is very hot and especially when it's humid, everything heats up, including dog's body. His body responds by trying to cool off and it basically attempts to use conduction, convection, radiation, and evaporation. But what means? Okay, that means that the dog will seek a cool place in the shade to lie down to absorb the coolness. That means conduction. Then he will seek out fans or breezes to blow air to transfer the heat from body to air. That means convection. And finally, he will pant to bring air into his upper respiratory system to evaporate water from his mucous membranes. He will drink a lot of water to compensate. That means evaporation. That are the responses to heat from a dog. But there are some effects. And one of the most dangerous effects are hot cars. The hot cars are especially dangerous because the dog has no means of cooling by conduction. That means the seats may be hot. Or convection, that there is no air moving. Radiation is ineffective and he will basically be relying on panting to cool his body. That means evaporation. Putting an animal into this situation is like putting an animal into an oven and turning on the heat. Also, sometimes is called the hothouse effect. Basically, the windows allow the sun's rays to enter but preclude the heat waves to exit. The whole interior of the car heats up quite quickly, like seats, steering, wheel, and dashboard, and that hold the heat. Stationary cars or other enclosed areas in that or in direct sunlight heat up very rapidly and stay heated even though there may be some slight ventilation. And finally, what are the symptoms and types? Hyperthermia can be categorized as either fever or non-fever hyperthermias. Heat stroke is a common form of the latter. Symptoms of both types include panting, dehydration, excessive drooling, increased body temperature, reddened gums and moist tissues of the body, production of only small amounts of urine or no urine, rapid heart rate, irregular heartbeats, shock, blood clotting disorders, vomiting blood, that means hematemesis, passage of blood in the bowel movement or stool, disease characterized by the breakdown of red muscle tissue, death of liver cells, changes in mental status, seizures, muscle tremors, and unconsciousness in which the dog cannot be stimulated to be awakened. So, this is a brief summary about hyperthermia. I hope you like it, I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you learn a little bit or too much from this problem that that is hyperthermia. So let's be careful. If you love your dog, never ever leave him locked in the car. I am I am Alejandro Arce, and this is Hyperthermia in Dogs.